Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Dahlia. Today we are back on Cozy Oak, my all squirrel autumnal island, working on another build. And today, so the build was supposed to be like a little baby build. Like it was supposed to be small. It was supposed to be like an easy, tiny little build directly behind my res services. And while I am obsessed with how the build turned out, definitely wasn't what the build was supposed to be. But I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like the video, comment down below if you enjoy, and make sure to subscribe if you're new here. So anyway, this is the area we're working on, like I said, directly behind res services. It's kind of like an awkward spot, but it's fine. You can get back here easily enough. And yeah, so this is the area I thought I was going to be working on.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
But yeah, that's the area that I was going to be working on. As you guys can also see, we have a change in the lineup for the island. We now have all squirrel villagers. Sheldon and Hazel have now joined, and Peanut's probably the villager I'm going to replace Tasha with when I go villager hunting for her, just because she's the only villager that unfortunately doesn't fit the color scheme. But for today, we're working on Sheldon's house, and I wanted to do something that kind of matched the color scheme of his character. He is like a yellow, orangey kind of villager, so I thought it'd be really cute to do a little bee aviary. What are those things called? Like basically an area where like bees make honey. So I thought it'd be cute to give him like a little spot here behind res services. It was like a little simple tiny build, you know, something very easy and simple. But you know me, nothing I do is ever easy or simple or small.
She is being so difficult.
Gently.
Will you come down to dinner?
No.
So this build is like 3 times the size that it actually was supposed to be. But basically all of the blank area you see to the left here and going backwards, all of that area is going to be covered in today's build, which is fun because that means I took up a huge section of my island with this build. But it also was like, how did I think this was going to be a tiny little build?
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
How did I think that this was going to be a small build? I honestly should have just accepted it wasn't going to be small when I started placing the pathing going to the left of Sheldon's house and it started kind of going up. I'd already done a lot of the terraforming back here like prior to this build, like a couple days ago, just because I wanted to figure out how the back end of my island was going to kind of look in terms of terraforming. So I already took care of that. But then I'm like, okay, so like what am I going to put back here? So it just kind of spiraled from there. But then I figured, you know, what would be really pretty, something I haven't done on an island in a little while, is make like a very big flower field. And what's better than a flower field for a giant bee sanctuary? And you know, you get it, you understand what I mean. So we're using yellow cosmos, which is not the flower color I'm using on this island at all, the yellow, but I obviously have to use yellow for the beekeepers hive area, and we're also going to throw in some black cosmos as well. And also I saw Sheldon, like, you know, smelling the plants, and he's adorable, and I have actually never had Sheldon on an island before, so it's been fun to see him interact on the island. And he's so cute. He's actually really adorable. I know in previous builds I kept talking about wanting Ricky on the island. I was actually thinking about Sheldon. I know who Ricky is, but I wanted Sheldon because Sheldon is more of a natural yellow orange, whereas Ricky's much more of a bright yellow, and I wanted more of a autumnal kind of color with the villager, so I felt like Sheldon just kind of fit the vibe a little bit more. But anyways, like I said earlier, I'm also throwing some black cosmos in the black colorway are being used on this island, so I figured we'll just mix the black and the yellow cosmos together to kind of give the illusion of like the bumblebees color scheme and make it like really cute. And I've never done this kind of like color scheme before with like flowers. This was fun and it's really cute. Like this isn't even the beginning of the flowers. I plant so many more.
Have you got everything you need?
Perhaps more flowers.
Like towards the second half of the build, like that's what I meant by like it just kept getting bigger, because I kept just like adding more flowers. Like I still have 2 more villagers' houses to work on, as well as my own and the Able sisters, and a part of me was like, maybe I should throw another villager's house back here and like, you know, just kind of like work with the amount of space that I have. But this area is like a transition space from the back of my res services, and then to the left of here is Poppy's apple orchard, and then at the very back left of here is Lather's tent. So like I could have worked with another villager's home, but I figured just doing a flower field and then placing the incline you guys just saw me place that you can like go up to the second tier from. I felt like that just like worked better with like the overall layout I had to work with. Like, yes, I could have made another villager's house work back here, or even my own, but I actually have quite a bit of space left to work with on the island, so I'm good to just make a giant flower field. So I have said before that one of the best ways to cover up a big space on your island is to create like a giant lake. Another excellent way of doing that is just creating a giant flower field, especially when you make the flower field like a theme, as I'm obviously doing with the beekeeper's hive, bee aviary. I don't think I'm saying that word correctly. I'll say the word, I'll write the word on the screen that I know I'm trying to say, but I'm just gonna say like Sheldon's bee Sheldon's bee area for the rest of this build. Sheldon doesn't even look like he's a part of the build because his house is so far back from where this area is. So maybe like Sheldon's house should have been in like the back corner of this area instead of like directly behind my res services. But I kind of like weirdly like the layout that I chose. Nothing I ever do in terms of my layouts are ever like your traditional way of laying out a build. Like you feel like it should be a lot easier than it is. Like you have the building you're working on and then you just kind of build around it. No, I just kind of place buildings and then just kind of like abandon any single idea I may or may not have had. But yeah, I'm essentially finished placing all the flowers. As you guys can see, there's a lot of flowers.
Order states that there is to be exactly 1,000. Not 1,001, not 999, but 1,000. You ask for 1,000, I bring 1,000. I don't question the orders, I merely fill them.
My job well done, Mr. Adolf Eichmann.
And because this is directly beside the apple orchard and also directly to the left of, or the Blather's tent is directly to the left of this area, I'm also planting a bunch of like trees just to kind of separate the spaces to give them their own sections. And yeah, obviously, as you guys can see, the giant cliff behind me is completely empty. That will be the area I work on. And then in this case, I'll be tackling connecting a lot more spaces because I have like my campsite back there on the back right of my map and a bunch of other builds on the back side of my map that I have to like kind of connect, and there's like some water terraforming there too. So it's just going to be fun. Like, you know, we're at a point where like we're just trying to start connecting builds and get to the point where we're like almost completed the island but not quite.
I've connected the 2 dots.
You didn't connect shit, but
I've connected them.
But yeah, I'm obsessed with how this build turned out. It's so cute. And I haven't even actually worked on like the actual bee keeper section because I do something for obviously Sheldon's house, and then I create a bunch of I plant a bunch of beekeepers' hives and the bee models as I'm placing right now. But like this was such a fun and simple build to make. If you're ever looking to create like a very big build on your map or take up a lot of space, I recommend doing something like this. And what you can do is just start off with all your flowers and then just like remove the flowers to put items kind of sporadically in between the flowers. I feel like it still gives it a very natural woodland vibe, which for my island I'm trying to like maintain throughout all the builds, but it still looks so cute. Like it's so cute. and I've never used the beekeeper's hives. I've done one other build in my entire Animal Crossing experience like this, and that was like back on like my first ever island. So to do something like this and to make it so big, it's so cute. Like I'm actually kind of obsessed with it. So after I'm finished placing all the beekeeper's hives and the honeybee models, the last thing I'm going to do is work on Sheldon's house. And for him, I wanted to give him a cute little honey stall that he can sell some like honey jars, and just keep it very simple and kind of similar to what I did for Poppy's house, where you can buy apple cider from the apple orchard. So I planted a bunch of the beekeeper's hives just to finish off, and then in front of Sheldon's house I placed a little shop sign that has a little honey jar on it, which I thought was super cute. And then for his actual house, I'm giving him a very tiny stall. There's not a lot of space to work with. Like I said, I chose a very awkward position for his house, but I still made it work. And if you're curious about any of the custom designs I added in today's build, everything will be linked in the description for you guys. So yeah, I kept it very simple, really minimal. I really wish we had like little honey pots or something that we could use as decoration, but instead I just used the regular pot item. It definitely gives very much like Winnie the Pooh vibes with like the shape and like the style of the pot, so it worked perfectly well. And it's cute. Like, I'm not complaining about it at all. I think it's kind of adorable. But yeah, that's essentially it for the build. Definitely went in a different direction than I thought it was going to. I thought this was going to be like a tiny little bee area, but it's much bigger than that. But I'm still really pleased with how it turned out, and I think it's really adorable. So I hope that you guys enjoy as well. If you aren't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed. Drop a little bee emoji or a honey emoji if you guys enjoyed. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!